Hey, what's going on everybody? I hope you're having a great day. I know I'm gonna have a great day today because I just picked up the Sigma 56mm f1.4 lens for the EFM Canon cameras, and we're gonna put this through a little bit of a test today. So the plan for today's video is we're gonna go to downtown Orlando. There's a couple of lakes and streets that I want to capture some photos and videos on and really see what this thing can do. From some of the reviews that I'm doing, it seems like it's pretty versatile and you can do more than just portraits. I'm excited to see what happens. So the main reason I got another lens, despite saying in the last video that I was good for a while, was to be more versatile. And I really didn't get this new lens to film, more just for photography, because I was actually asked a few weeks ago by some family members to do some portraits. I was doing some research and basically found out that this was the go-to lens, the 56mm. Alright, so I'm going to switch out this lens from the 15 to 45mm to the 56, and we're going to get to work. So the first thing I noticed, you have to be more mobile with a prime lens. You don't have the luxury of having all the zoom, so you have to be a little bit more creative on your end to get the shot that you want. And also it's definitely a little bit different playing around with the aperture because it's very, very fast and it allows a ton of light into the lens. But I like it. I like it a lot. I'm really happy with it. I'm excited to see what comes out of it after editing some of the photos. But overall, for the photos, I'm blown away. The quality is super, super sharp, and you get a really nice bokeh effect in the background for up-close images. What is this called? The Thirsty Husky. Shout out to, let me see if I can get you in there. The Thirsty Husky. Oh God, this is a bourbon coffee. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go back to the lake, swap out the lens, get some pictures. Alright, so it's a wrap for the lake. I'm gonna head home and kind of break down the things that I liked and some of the things that I had to get adjusted to using a prime lens, because it's definitely quite a bit different from using a 15 to 45mm for everything. But overall, I'm really, really happy, and I'm excited to go home and edit all the pictures that I took. Yeah, we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright guys, so we just got back home from our little photo shoot downtown, and I want to talk to you about what I really like about the Sigma 56mm f1.4 lens and some things that I found out that I just really need to get used to. It's not a matter of disliking it, it's just a matter of getting used to it because it's different from what I'm used to. So first of all, let's talk about the image quality. The image quality for the photos that this lens produces is outstanding. If you compare that with a camera that has high resolution, you're gonna get a very, very good looking image. So that's the first thing. Next, I wanna talk a little bit about how versatile this lens is. So when I purchased this, a lot of the reviews were saying that you know, it's just used for portraits and whatnot because you get a really nice bokeh effect in the background. While that is true, I found myself actually using this for a little bit of everything for up close shots, but it does a really good job with the focal length on shots of the distance. So I have a picture here. You can see it's a road with a bunch of trees overhanging. I know it's not the widest lens out there, but it does a really good job at it, and it might just give you a different option if you're a landscape photographer for framing and composition. All right, so another thing I like about this lens is the weight of it. It's not too heavy, but when paired with the Canon M6 Mark II, it feels really good. And when I'm shooting, I'm really just holding onto the lens here, and it's a smaller frame camera, and it's not so heavy that it's front heavy or anything like that, but it's got a good premium weight to it. It's not cheap feeling. The texture feels great on it. And even the lens hood that it came with is like this kind of rubber plastic material that it feels good. It's not slippery, it has good grip to it. So that's one thing that I really like about it. So while I was downtown, I was switching in between manual and autofocus. When switching between subjects, the autofocus is like lightning fast for this lens. I was really impressed with it. And then I was switching to manual focus for a couple of different shots, and the ability for this ring to slide and rotate very smoothly without any hiccups was just such a nice feeling. Coming from the kit lens for the M6 Mark II, it's not as premium build quality as this lens is, and even when in manual focus mode, sometimes when spinning this ring around, it would kind of catch, and it wasn't very smooth. So this was just a definite upgrade for me in that department. So things that I didn't necessarily dislike, but things that I definitely need to get used to. The first thing is going to be having a prime lens forces you to be more creative as a photographer. There's no doubt about it. You do not have the option to zoom in or out with this lens, so composing and framing your shots is very important, and it's a skill that we all need to develop as photographers. And I feel like having a prime lens such as this one allows you to be more creative. You have to move around and approach your shots a little bit differently. And I actually really appreciated that with this lens. The kit lens that I was using for a while, the one that I'm actually filming this video on now, you literally can stand in one spot and use the zoom features, and you can get a lot of different shots from just being stationary. I really appreciate how this lens makes me more creative, and it's definitely a little bit getting used to. Another thing that I need to get used to is now that having two lenses, if you're kind of a vlogger, or do YouTube videos in this fashion, where you have a little tripod that you're walking around with, you can't really use this lens and hold your camera out in front of you and talk to you from an arm's distance. This lens is just a little bit too close in zoom, and it's going to be too close up on your face. However, what you can do, if you're doing videos in like an office like I am right now, what you can do is you can still set it up on a desk. You're just gonna have to sit back a little bit further so it's not way up close to your face. And then you can really achieve like a good professional quality video with having that bokeh blur in the background, and it looks really, really good. Okay, another thing that you need to get used to, that this lens does not have any image stabilization built into it. With this being a 56mm lens, you want to make sure your shutter speed is at least double that. And one thing I found out today when I was filming, even just kind of like a pan view of the lake I was at, you have to move the camera a little bit more slowly than you would with a lens that has image stabilization built into it. So this might become my new lens for here in the office, but while I'm out and about, I'm still planning on using the 15 to 45mm lens, because 15mm is just a nice wide angle, and I can be out here in front of my face and then it'll capture everything around me. There's really not much else to say about this. I'm stoked, and I'm very happy to have this. I'm gonna put it to good use. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a different lens for your camera, especially if you have an EOS M camera from Canon, any of the 3 prime lenses that Sigma offers for the EFM mount are going to be a fantastic addition to your collection, and it's going to allow you to be a more versatile photographer in the end. So thanks for joining me today. I hope this video helps you out. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next one.